Good day, everyone. Welcome on my behalf. My name is Antti Harsunen. I come from a company called Signicat. We're a Norwegian company, founded 10 years ago. We operate in many European countries. And we focus on digital identity, identifying people online, the things Mikko just told you about. We help our customers to do that globally, so that they don't need to worry about that. So that's the other thing we do. The other thing is digital signing, electronic signing solutions, where we have a partner, Vincit here, locally represented by Ilkka. So Ilkka, you can say a couple of words about yourself.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Ilkka and I come from Vincit. We are a Finnish IT company, headcount about 400, and we have a very broad technologies what we represent. One is this digital signature, and I will tell about this later.
Okay. Value of digital identity. Anyway, you're all from Fintech industry, financial sector. Everybody wants to be 100% online. That's a certain case. As was mentioned previously, we just did a research last year of the financial sector around Europe. It was the results showed that approximately 40% of the users who want to go online, buy something, they're given an onboarding process which includes manual steps. 40% abandon that. So there's a massive opportunity out there. So you're only getting 60% out of your 100% opportunities while you don't have this fixed, while you don't have this digitalized. The other thing where we can help is what about then when you need to do legally binding contracts with the customer online, totally. So how can you be totally digital if you're still sending out documents, you're not proving the identity of the other persons on the other side? So that's what we try to answer. Touching a bit Mikko's presentation and Bianca's presentation from yesterday, Bianca told about the digital identity and how you can utilize the data within the identity schemes. So this is a bit about the history of how the online identification has evolved. So some of you might remember Microsoft Passport from the 90s, which was supposed to be the identity of all. That failed, and 2010-ish became Identity 2.0, meaning that in between the relying party, which is you, and the identity owner, became the identity providers. In this case, you would say like Facebook, LinkedIn, these kind of services started to offer their publicly available identities to be consumed on a relying party. That makes it a lot easier for the identity owners, right? Then again, there still remained the problem that, or a challenge that, how do I get, I would like to identify with any kinds of means, because we all learned that Microsoft Passport or similar programs didn't work. So we need to have a support for various kind of identities around the world, be it Tupas in Finland or Bank ID in Sweden or Passport in the US. So what the PSPs done back in 2007 to 2010, they brought this all together on a payment service level. So previously you had to do your own contracts with each bank, and PSPs made it possible for you to go online, one contract, all payment payment methods, right? So we're doing that for identities, meaning that you have one service, we can plug in any identity for you in that platform, and you can access it via one single API. Coming down from like a global level to a Finnish level, we talk about the model before, where we had three actors. There was the identity owner, relying party, and then there was this identity provider piece. So in a lot of the countries, this is now happening. So there will be an ID broker in between, also officially. We have been acting as an identity provider or ID broker for 10 years now, technically. But now we also do that contractually, meaning that one agreement, all identities. So this is what is happening now in Finland. This new legislation came into force a year ago, and this is really helping out the relying parties. This doesn't have any effect on the identity owners as such. They don't notice a thing, but the thing behind the scenes happens much smoothly and more cost efficiently. Yeah, still, about the Finnish Trust Network. One technical interface, one agreement, lower price. Those are the things we can offer you. Going forward on electronic signing, this is an interesting topic depending on who you talk to. A lot of the people still think that electronic signing is something that you do online with Scribble or DocuSign or whatnot. There was a discussion yesterday with a client who told that, yeah, this looks good, but our lawyer, they don't accept this. And that's why I added this slide. So electronic signing signatures are EU-wide approved. So there's an there is a regulation called eIDAS, which introduces 3 levels of electronic signatures. A simple one, which might be just an email. You put on the bottom of the email, you put your name, your number, what you do when you're sending email. That can be treated as an electronic signature. However, when you need to prove, or the other side needs to approve who sent it or who has given a consent to this content, remains a bit hazy. Then there's the advanced electronic signatures, which can be uniquely linked to a person and the content thereof. And then there are qualified electronic signatures, which are trusting some PKI-based services. Yeah, so if you wanna visit, you can find these descriptions online. So you can just send the link out to your lawyers, saying that it's all legitimate what we're doing. Coming back to trust. How is electronic signing related to trust? And based on the previous slides, I showed the 3 different ways or 3 different levels of signatures. So if you take an analog of how we do it now, how you sign the contracts, you're sending out an email, Word document, they print it out, they sign it, and they probably scan it and fax it back. So at that stage, you're not really actually sure who has signed the contract, right? So you don't know. Okay, somebody could have stolen the email account, sent it out to you, and you wouldn't notice a thing, right? So that's why we have developed assigning flow, which means that the user is being represented the document that he's about to sign. Then the next step is that you need to identify yourself in the same session with some of the electronic IDs out there, or just scribble it, or do both. And then we seal the document to alter the changes in the future, and you can archive that. I'm 15 seconds out of time, so Ilkka, Ilkka will show you a bit more about the electronic signing and the use cases thereof. So Ilkka, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Yes, so I meet every day customers who have a burning issue regarding electronic signatures, or that they don't have it, or they do have something, but they don't know if it's legal or not. So one key question is that what is the purpose of the digital signing? And my first question is that what's the process what you would like to implement it in? So is it a customer onboarding, or is it employee onboarding, or what kind of process this will be? And in each case, I would say that the customer is saving a lot of time and money, because you can keep the process very quick to sign the whole documents online without going to the office. Of course, saves time. And today, for example, in the IT era, IT companies, so the challenge is that if you find a good worker, so you have to be very quick that you can make a contract with him, because he or she will have like tens of offers all the time, and the company who is the quickest one will get the new worker. So it makes sense that you are quick also in the HR area. Then the other thing, I spoke about the process. And then the second one is what Antti also mentioned, that who is behind the request. If you think about the customer service, so who is really doing the inquiry or order? So I take an example from the insurance business. So you are applying to an insurance, and you have to send a health declaration. So can you be really sure that the person who is doing that, so he or she is really the person who you expect it to be? And with electronic signing, so you can do these together, the electronic that you know who the person is, like knowing your customer, and then officially sealing the document so that it's the same document what you can really trust. And also some very fresh use cases is, for example, the GDPR. Many companies are looking for a solution that how to implement a GDPR inquiry from customers. So a digital signing service can be one solution to do that without changing any existing systems. Just a few words about when you are considering to buy an e-signing service. So what kind of things you have to consider? First, define the process, what you are looking for. It's very important. So there is no one-fits-all type of systems. They are different. You can find a lot of signing systems in the market. But be very careful when you are selecting that you buy a system that supports your business. The first is that you have an legal solution, that it will support the ADAS. That's the most important thing today. And then that you have Nordic IDs there, that you can do business in the Nordics. It's useless that they support only US or some Asian identities. It has to be Nordic here, and Baltics as well. And then the third thing is that keep in mind that you don't buy a system where there's a vendor lock, that you have to use the system to later on check that is this signed or not, because this is a trap. So be very careful there. And of course, one is the user experience, that you provide a system for your workers and your customers, which is easy to use, and you find some added value for your businesses. Yes, I think we are now out of time. So thank you for your attention for this digital signing. I hope that you will find some added value from this, our presentation, and you find us from the table next to the VIP Partner Lounge. Thank you.
Thank you very much.